Hey y'all. So I'm back and I am here to continue my story with um, losing my dad Curtis. In the previous video, you heard me introducing him into my life and how he's been in my life, and how I met my brothers and how his relationship with my mom was, and stuff like that. So again, thank you for bearing through these long videos of my life on grief and different life lessons I took on during these times. So again, thank you for bearing me with the birds, even though they're beautiful. Thank you for understanding that I'm outside. So thank you, and I love the sun. Sorry, this is a porch girl loving the sun. But this is I'm gonna get to the point where I said that I got baptized on December 19th of 2021. And so sorry for me messing up my order of the years of me meeting my brother. Sorry, child. I will have to go back. But yes, my brothers are now in my life. So I'm grateful for that. So I get baptized and I just feel weird that whole day. When I say weird, I just felt like something was trying to tell me something, but I just didn't understand. And I just knew I needed to take a nap, and that was a long, long process, like I said before. And I'm grateful that my sister came to witness my baptize, and my dear friend Jay coming to witness my baptize. So that was really grateful to have them be a part of. So, um, you know, I take a nap, and I just knew I was just like I just needed a reset. Like that process was literally like a lot. And so I take a nap, and you know, I wake up, but I'm feeling kind of I don't know why I'm feeling but I just know that something is trying to tell me something. And sorry y'all, but I just know that I now look at my phone and I see a lot of people been trying to contact me, and my brother, because I feel like, oh, everyone's reaching out to me because I shared that I got baptized, so I'm thinking it's that. I see my brother calling me, my for dear friends reaching out to me. So, but it was something about how my brother called me, and then before I even opened his text, I was like, something's off, and I didn't know what it was, but I knew it, but I guess like it wasn't registering yet. And until I open his text message and he says, "Baby girl, call me." I believe those are the words. And once I read those words, I knew. And I'm just like, oh man, here we go again. I just knew that, sadly Curtis done passed before he even, before I even got, on the call with my brother. I just knew. And I'm just like, whoo, all right, let me mentally prepare to hear these words. And it's like, all right, okay. Um, so I call my brother, and he tells me like, are you sitting down? Blah blah. I was like, I know. He goes, what do you mean? And I was like, I know what you're trying to tell me. And he goes, yeah, that we all down here, um, trying to figure things out, and sadly they said that we're gonna have to get him cremated because it's been about a week that he's been, in the house. And I'm like, now while he's saying that, now it makes sense why when I was calling that last week he wasn't answering. So I'm like, wow, this is insane. So now I'm pissed. I'm literally pissed now because I'm pissed and sad because I'm like, wow, I wanted to. I was slowly building him up to get back into his kid's life by calling them. And, you know, sadly, he didn't do that to the other two brothers that I have um, from him. And, that was bittersweet. And I wanted all of us to actually be in the same room that year. And I was going to go down and visit, well, the coming year because it's in December. Um, but I guess there was a reason for that. So now I'm mentally preparing myself to now go bury another parent, but this time actually being involved with this process and doing it with my brothers. Because again, me and my sisters, we have different dads on my mom's side. Same thing on my brother's side. We all have four different. No, we three, all four. Like two of my brothers have the same mom. One of my brothers have a different mom, and I have a different mom. There we go. So, ooh, child, I'm getting hungry. But okay, we're gonna get through the story. Bear with me. I'm fasting, so, um, um, so yeah. The next day, I, get on a plane and I'm headed back to Georgia to now deal with another loss. And at this point, I'm like, it's like every time I'm returning to Georgia, it's on some losing somebody. And this is not a feel good thing because I'm like, oh, Jesus. All right. Um, so at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm grateful. As I'm driving back to my hometown from Atlanta, I'm just like, remembering the moments that I was on the call with him because we would be on the call for like 2 hours to 3 hours, just talking about his life and upbringing and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, I'm grateful for those moments and I'm grateful that he got a chance to kind of be at peace that his kids was, good. Um, so I saw it from that angle. And, at this time, I'm actually kind of sad and happy because now I'm actually about to meet my other two brothers because I never got to meet them. So it was bittersweet during this time. So, my brother's telling me we have to cremate him because sadly he's been gone for about a week. And sadly he was getting ready to go to bed and it looks like he had a heart attack and he fell on the bed and he had a heater facing him, so sadly that's why he had to be cremated. um so we was preparing for that, and sorry for the dogs, y'all. um but yeah, that was very unease to go through, um because I wanted to see him. I haven't seen him in years. And I'm like, oh, now I'm getting robbed again. Like, are you kidding me? Like, but I guess it was for a good cause, to be honest. So, me and my brother, we're now I'm about to meet my one of my other brothers that I haven't seen before. And, I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh, I see a little resemblance right there. I see it, it was good. I literally felt like a little sister being around him. Like, it's amazing. Um, and I got to meet my oldest brother mom. So she was very grateful. And, she's a great human being. Love her. Um, so it was like bittersweet because I'm like, I'm meeting my brothers, I'm meeting their family, and I'm just like, wow, I'm here because of you passing, and you can't be a part of this. Like, I really wish you was a part of this. But getting into the deepness of this man's passing, me and my brothers went from being, sad, like, dang, man, we really was trying to get everyone together. So me and my brothers are mentally preparing and physically preparing to go into this house because when you smell the smell of death is mm, it never leaves you. I'm getting honest, like it never leaves you. It just oof. Um, so you know we go into the house because we wanted to, get the obituary. We needed pictures and stuff like that, and so we was all right. Let's go to the house. Let's get the find pictures of him and create the obituary. And now this is December 22nd, I believe. Yes. And finally, all three of us, because my other brother sadly had to work, and we're going, or he just honestly didn't want to go, to be honest. So I understood that. I didn't have no problem with that. So three of us go into this house, and I'm just like, who's living here? And this is the same exact place that I remember it being the cornfield, the gardening, the well, but it was like no one was keeping up with the place, and I can tell that he was an old man, so I understand. But the property was bad. It looked like somebody was like basically like someone was making sure no one came in or no one came out of that house. That's what it looked like to me. And it was very like wow. And all I thought about, because now this is last year, and I've gone through all this, going to therapy, my mom and all this, and I'm just like, all I see is like, wow, a man going through mental health problems, an old man, and just living like this, and I'm just like, that's what I saw. I'm just like, wow. Um, so I had to stomach up going into the house, and the smells, wearing masks, gloves, and everything. My brother's mentally preparing me, like, hey, before you go in that room, you're going to see his imprint in that bed. Like, just be aware. And I'm like, okay. So I took my time before going in the room. I had to mentally prepare. So I was looking around the house, and I'm like, how is he living like this? And it was just really bad. And yeah, I know we were his kids, but we didn't know. He didn't tell us. He didn't ask for help. And I understand people, take care of kids take care of their parents, but it wasn't like we didn't have that type of relationship. Even when they like with my brothers, they didn't have a proper relationship with him either. Um, and so yeah. So I thought this part was pretty interesting because this is when I feel like my life became like a Lifetime movie. Me and my brothers was like, is this happening? Is this real? Um, so we're looking for the picture book, and gagging, throwing up because that's how bad it is. So I was in this particular area where his bookshelf was, and that's where the albums were. But I'm being honest, I didn't want to touch it because there was a lot of spider webs on that area, and I was all set. So I went to another area. I didn't know. I just saw a lot of spider webs, and I was like, I'm all set. Went to another area, go outside, and getting decent fresh air I can. My brother Mike come up to me and was like, "Oh here, oh you was in the area. Here's the book." But I don't think he opened it the way I opened it, you know. So I was like, okay, so we put it down, and they go back inside, try to find more pictures and stuff. And I'm outside on the porch, and I open it. My mind was trying to register what the hell I was reading because it was it didn't make no sense to me. I know how I learned how to read, but it didn't make no sense to me. So I'm spelling the words out, and I'm looking at the images on this book. So I opened the picture book. Time you open it, and these exact words were the cold kids of his name The Cult Kits of Raping, 1976. And you see pictures of, and this is written by, you can tell it says by one of our cousins, like you can tell it was a young girl wrote that, or someone told her to write that. And it's like, different drawings of penises. There was, saying love raping on it. It was our dad, his name on the page. So I'm really reading this, but then I call my brothers over because I'm like, okay, maybe something's wrong with me and I'm not reading this correctly, and I need my brothers to come and read this. So my brothers come and they're like, whoa, 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 wait, what the hell is this? So we're going through the picture book, but it's normal pictures, just, people posing, taking pictures, having a good time, like a regular picture book. There's no disturbing pictures, nothing like that. But was that portion of the picture book that we was thrown off. And we went from mourning to now what the hell is, who the hell is this man? And now I'm thinking back to all the stories this man told me on his phone about different women and all this. Now I'm like, hold on. I went from being sad, damn, to like, oh no. I went numb. I went from, my mind was baffled. I was confused. So for a couple of days, me and my brothers were really mentally effed over. We couldn't sleep. I was so disturbed. So now I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to say goodbye to this man after I'm just reading this? Again, I don't know if people in the town knew about this. I don't know, because again, this is an old country town that I'm from. I don't know if people knew about this. I don't know. People probably kept things secret. I don't know. But me and my brothers were very disturbed. And so now I'm like, Lord, what the hell did you, or devil, what the hell is going on? And I literally was reaching out to one of my close dear friends, and back in Boston, and he's like, Kiki, you know what you gotta do. He goes, meditate, do your sage. Yes, I sage. Yes, I do all that. I have my little crystals. I set my intentions. Yes, I believe in God. That's just me. That's how I go about my life. So yes. So I was like, oh, you're right. So I told my brothers, all right. My brothers was like, what you mean? What you about to do? I was like, no. I need to get this off of me, and I need this. Y'all need to get this off of y'all too, because we're carrying his burden because of what we read. Like, that's not for us to do. So my brother was like, okay, I'll see. So I'm giving y'all the fast forward, but I'm not giving y'all the bits and pieces because, I don't want to take up too much of this video time. But that night, I, go back to that house. It was, sadly, the sun set early. And, we're outside, and I tell my brothers, like, release everything. Say everything you want to say to this man. Say it. Walk around. So we're cleansing each other. We're saying, what we have to say. We're burning the book. We're literally burning saging our soul out of that house. We're, out of that environment, that whole entire property. Like, we're doing everything. There was a little spooky moments, don't get me wrong, but I would say that at first I didn't want to carry his ashes or spread his ashes, because I'm being honest, I didn't want to bring his ashes back with me after finding that out. And two, I knew that man wanted to be there. That was his favorite place, so we gonna keep you at your favorite place, and we gonna honor you by that. So yeah, we did that. And when I tell you, that night, well, the next morning, I think I got a phone call, or I text my brother, was like, oh my God, did y'all sleep? Did y'all sleep? Did you? Da-da. My brother was like, yo, I slept so good. And then we was like, we now felt eased. And looking back, doing that process and grieving for that man, I want to say that yes, you may find some disturbing things about people when they pass, but that is not for you to take on. And you may be related to people, but guess what? That has nothing to do with you. And you know your true character, but you may be faced with unwanted secrets that come your way, but just know how to have your mind strong, your heart and soul connected, because when I tell you my mind and body was like out of whack, and now that I look back, I was like, I got baptized and I thought it was spiritual, where whatever the word is happening to me, and I'm just like, wow. And I'm just like, you're really trying to really disturb my mind and me and my brothers, but you're not gonna win. That's how I saw that whole experience. And during that experience, reading that book, I'm not gonna lie, there was moments in those few days, I was like, wow. So what happened to me as a kid was because of you. But then I was like, no, 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 no. You're not going that deep. No, no, we're not going there, because that was his doing. And yes, it sucked what happened to me. And I know things can pass on through generations because of people, being cursed and everything like that. But I outlived that trauma, and I outlived the recent trauma that I had to go through with that man's death, because I know I'm whole, and I know that God has a greater purpose for me, and I know that God has a greatest purpose for your story, for what's going on with you. And I'm just grateful that during that time I had my brothers to lean on, and they leaned on me, trying to understand the whole thing. But through that experience, me and my brothers grew closer. We got to tell our whole life story from different angles, and we was like, okay, that's how you were, and this is who I am. And it just a blessing. I talk to them every day. So it's amazing. And I want to say, anyone that's facing grief, it is one of those things that is going to be super uncomfortable. It's going to be painful. There's going to be moments you laugh. There's going to be moments you cry. You're pissed. You're angry. You're going to go through all the emotions. But one thing I would say that my dear friend always taught me was, don't get stuck. Because if I got stuck and I stayed in that mind frame, I legit would not be the person I am right now if I stayed in that mindset of being bothered by his weird doings, which I'm not even sure. I wasn't back. I wasn't even born. 1976. I don't know what happened. I really don't. But I just know that from that experience, that I had to contain my mind, my soul, to get through that, and to also help my brothers through that. So that is my life on grief right now. The most recent thing that happened to me, and that literally sums up what I went through from my mom. And I will be touching on different topics of my mom throughout my podcasts and videos, um, and dropping the gems that my brother-in-law passed on to me. So thank you guys for listening. I know that was a whole lot. Again, don't take on burdens that do not belong to you. Give it to God, because that's what I did, and that's what me and my brothers did, because we knew that wasn't our fight. We knew we had to fight to get our minds right, because yes, we lost someone, but that was that person's burden to take with them and deal with whoever he needed to deal with when he passed. So I'm just grateful that I am who I am today, and each day I'm getting better at this thing. Again, like Sarah Jakes said, life is like a classroom. You take the test and then you learn the lessons after. And that's literally what my life has been about. I'm learning through these lessons, and I just hope that you are learning through these lessons. Yes, they may be challenges and uncomfortable and damn right like a damn Lifetime movie, but you're gonna get through it. And don't let this weigh this don't let this don't let your experience weigh you down. Let it uplift you, and you will find the bittersweet moments through it all. So thank you again for listening, and I hope you continue your healing as I am. So thank you so much, and have a good one. Thank you.